Dolphins fans, what have I told y'all here on Dolphins Today? Regardless of where I'm at, if I'm at the beach, pool, or the golf course, if Dolphins news breaks, I'm going to make a video for y'all. So here I am at the golf course. We're making the turn. Harrison Graham of Chat Sports on camera. And we're like, you know what? Dolphins news just happened. We're going to make a video. So go down and subscribe to the channel if you want to stay in the loop with all Dolphins news. Because like I said, regardless of where I'm at, I'm going to stop and get y'all a video. It's my day off. But we do have news that just broke. This coming from Cameron Wolf of NFL.com. The Miami Dolphins placed cornerback Byron Jones on the physically unable to perform list, the team announced Friday. Jones missed all offseason workouts after having Achilles cleanup surgery. NFL Network's Cameron Wolf reported this on NFL.com. Miami also placed defensive back Elijah Campbell on the active non-football injury list. Elijah Campbell, not Elijah Hamilton. Elijah Hamilton, a UDFA out of Louisiana Tech. This is Elijah Campbell, who is entering his third season in the league. So the PUP list in the training camp period is a lot different from the regular season. So what this basically allows the Dolphins to do is to add 2 roster spots. So by putting Jones and Campbell on the PUP list, it adds 2 roster spots, and they can be activated at any time. This does not mean they're going to miss the entirety of training camp. This does not mean they're not going to be active for week 1 against New England. It does not mean they're going to miss it does not mean they're going to miss preseason games. This is just something that opens up roster spots ahead of training camp, but this does likely mean they are going to miss the start of training camp next week. Now, this past week, rookies reported on Tuesday, July 19th. You saw rookies report to camp. Next Tuesday, the 26th, veterans are slated to pull up to Dolphins training camp. And then, of course, August 13th in Tampa Bay is their first preseason game. Now, we'll talk about Jones first because obviously he's the more notable name here, one of the Dolphins' 2 starting cornerbacks in addition to Xavien Howard. Now, when you're talking about Jones, you're talking about someone who was a little bit banged up last year, but did not miss any time. So he appeared on the team's, or did miss 1 game, excuse me. He appeared on the team's injury report throughout the season with quad, Achilles, and groin injuries. The 29-year-old even missed their Week 6 matchup with Jacksonville due to injury. So this coming from this article I'm reading about his injury history. So Jones, as a Dolphin, has been pretty durable. He hasn't really missed a lot of time, but he's still been banged up, hence why he had a cleanup surgery on his Achilles back in March. It was a little bit unexpected. I remember seeing his Instagram story back in March, him posting from the hospital he was having surgery at. So I guess he's not 100%. But a lot of times when players are put on the PUP list, this is something that is very precautionary and they just don't want to rush them back. So go down in the comments section. Let me know what your one-word reaction to this news is. Byron Jones being placed on the PUP list. It's the pinned comment on today's video. When ad break comes, go down, let me know what you think. Byron Jones being placed on the PUP list as well as Elijah Campbell, both defensive backs. Campbell more of a nickel back. So we'll talk about Campbell now. Campbell was with the Jets start of last preseason. They waived him as part of their roster cuts when they were finalizing their 53-man roster. He was basically one of the last guys cut. Dolphins claim him off waivers. He appears in 7 games last season for the Dolphins. And then in November, I believe it was November 7th, the exact date, he was placed on IR. So it is unclear at this point, and continue to, I'll continue to keep you posted on Dolphins Today if we learn of more information regarding the Campbell injury situation. We know that Byron Jones had the cleanup Achilles surgery, so that's why he's being placed on the PUP list. But Campbell was placed on IR in November of last season, missed the rest of the season. It's unclear whether or not him being placed on the PUP list has anything to do with the injury he suffered last season. Campbell's somewhat on the roster bubble, so I feel somewhat bad for him because, Byron Jones is obviously a safe bet to make this team. He's going to make the team and play, but Campbell, it would have been beneficial for him to be out at training camp, to be out on the field. And again, he still might be. They can activate him at any time, but we've seen NFL teams in the last couple days place some notable players on the PUP list. And I think a lot of fans, including Saints fans yesterday with Michael Thomas, are somewhat panicking. Oh, man, is it a setback? Is he going to be ready? There's really no need to panic here. with Jones. He's expected to be ready by week 1. There's a couple reasons they did this. Number 1, to open up a roster spot. Number 2 is precautionary. They don't want to rush Jones back. They want to be 100%. I'm assuming he's still going to be at training camp. He's just not going to be at the field. Again, veterans report July 26th. And then when you're talking about the Dolphins defense right now, you're talking about one of the Dolphins, you're talking about one of the best defenses in the league when you talk about the Dolphins. And yeah, they're pretty set in the secondary as well. Now, let's say worst case scenario, Jones did suffer a setback, and we're not, you know, I'm trying not to speculate here, and I don't think he did. But if he did suffer a setback, I think a lot of us feel decent right now about Noah Igbinoghene maybe filling that void. He's someone that's made these, my goodness. See, my golf game is affecting me today in terms of my performance getting this video as well. It's been a really rough day on the golf course. When you're talking about Igbinoghene, he's someone that has made a lot of strides this off season. He has, I think, really kind of learned from this new coaching staff. Sam Madison has done a great job. And when Sam Madison got hired on this coaching staff, obviously a Dolphins legend, one of the first things he said was, I want to work on Noah Igbinoghene, getting him better. So if Jones can't go, you know, early in the season, which I think he will, but if he can't, I have a lot of confidence in Igbinoghene to get the job done. As we'll walk to the 10th hole now with Harrison Grant. I think I broke 50 on the front, Harry, but it wasn't.
It's a bit of a struggle for both of us.
I shot an 83 on the 4th of July. It was my best score ever, so I'm a little bit disappointed by the start here. But yeah, when you're talking about Dolphins training camp, those are the 2 guys right now that are placed on the PUP list. I would not be surprised if we see more players placed on the PUP list. You know, again, just precautionary. They're opening up roster spots, and hey, 2 more roster spots just got open. So Chris Greer, you can still sign J.C. Treader. Let's make that happen.
J.C. to Miami, baby.
Any offensive lineman. We're seeing all these USFL players get picked up. Go sign Jake Lucina. You need a true center on the team. You don't have a true center on your roster right now, which is a problem. Is you gonna drive the cart here, Graham?
Yeah, we're gonna kind of just freelance it here.
Another thing, and I'm being told by my bosses at Chat Sports that they want me to pull a George W. here and tee off on camera and say, watch this drive. This is 1 right here. Oh, no. I think this is 10 over here.
Looping around.
Take a loop-de-doo. Another thing on Dolphins Twitter Day that I saw was
Tua Madden ratings.
Tua's Madden rating. So Tua is a 75 overall on Madden, which is the exact same rating as Teddy Bridgewater. So the top 2 Dolphins quarterbacks on this depth chart have the same exact Madden rating. I would have rated Tua a little bit higher than the 75, but I mean, Justin Herbert's an 88. Joe Burrow's a 90. So I think they lowballed a lot of quarterbacks. But Tua is rated ahead of Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is a 74 overall. So go down in the comments section. Let me know what you think Tua's Madden rating should be. I think high 70s would have been fair. Obviously, he has a lot to prove. This, of course, coming after the Jimmy Garoppolo rumors, which, again, it'd be a terrible idea to trade for Jimmy Garoppolo. That is not something the Dolphins should do. Giving up on Tua for Jimmy Garoppolo would be one of the worst decisions I think this franchise could make. Yeah, if you had an opportunity to trade for Lamar Jackson, it'd be different. But Jimmy Garoppolo is nothing special. He's a game manager that can go out there and maybe win you football games. But we know what Jimmy Garoppolo is. We don't know what Tua is right now. We know Jimmy Garoppolo is Jimmy Garoppolo. We don't know how good Tua can be. He has upside. He has potential. He just needed a coaching staff to come in and embrace him. He did not have that his first 2 seasons in the league. Now he does. Jimmy Garoppolo to Miami shouldn't happen. Of course, Heavy.com reporting that NFL executive said that it might happen. I tend to disagree.
All right, so, Will, producer Harrison here. You guys have probably seen me at Chat Sports. We had to wait for the group ahead of us to move up a bit. Will is going to take a couple practice swings, tee off on the 10th hole, and then you guys grade the swing. And shout out to Will for bringing you guys today's Dolphins news from training camp with Byron Jones heading to the PUP. So you confident here?
I will warn y'all, I have a very, very ugly swing. In fact, everyone I've golfed with at Chat Sports, Tom Downey, Chase Sr., they make fun of my swing. It's
unconventional.
It's kind of a Jim Furyk, Matthew Wolf type of swing. It's a little bit unconventional, but it works. I've gotten my handicap down from a 16 to a 13 this summer. This round will definitely push it back up toward a 14. but we'll see what we can do here. I'm a back 9 player. I love playing the back 9. Front 9 is just kind of warming up. So we'll see what we can do here. You think we're good here, Graham?
Yeah, you're good. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't hit it 300 yards. So it's pretty good.
So here he goes. Scott, a couple of warm-up swings.
Pressure is on.
On camera. Here we go. Dolphins Today. There it goes.
That's the best drive of the day right there.
Grade
now
the
watch
drive.
this drive. George W., how do you like that? Let's roll.